Hey up, we've just recently bought this pergola or gazebo. These call it gazebo, but my understanding is gazebo has a solid roof on them. I'm not sure. But anyway, we've recently bought this and I just thought I'd show a bit of a video when I was building it up, just in case anybody's interested. This was bought from the range. It's the Mayfair gazebo and it's 3 metres by 3 metres. The reason we ended up buying this one is the price. Some of them are really expensive, although this one is what I class cheap at £500. But the good thing about it was that it was aluminium, so hopefully it'll help it during this weather that we have in the UK. All the screws as well are stainless steel, which will help. These brackets will fit in here, which is 2 on each post for holding the cross members. I found out later I'd used the wrong screws. There's some more screws that are about, well, not screws, they're like little bolts. There's some of them that are about 3 or 4 mil longer, and I didn't realise at the time, although there seemed plenty of thread on these when I was putting these in, so I don't think there'd be any issues with them. The main thing when putting these on is making sure you don't put them on upside down. You can see there's 2 pinholes at the bottom and there's about 4 at the top. Now once I've built all 4 posts up, there's like a corner bracket that's got to go on. These are like the main roof pieces, the front and back and left and right. The ones with the holes in, I'll go at the front and back to take all the roof pieces. What I'm doing now is just temporarily fixing the post down with a couple of screws. I don't intend to leave them screws in. I'm going to put some bolts straight through the decking. Here I'm attempting to put this cross member in. It's all a bit awkward. It's stuck together alright, but it's all a bit awkward with being on my own. This post here, because it's up against the fence that runs around the decking, is on an angle and I was struggling to push it in. But anyway, it went in the end. Using the spirit level, just make sure the legs are up square, and then pinned it to the decking again, like say a couple of screws. Just made it all a bit awkward because I was kind of working around the patio set that we've got on there. But I juggled it around and got round it. I knew when I bought this gazebo pergola that it was basically going to hit this fence, so I knew I'd have to shift this and do something with it. At the time I'm not kind of sure what I was going to do with it, but I just knew it'd have to be moved slightly out of the way. Basically because it was a straight piece and we got the decking that's curved, it was always going to hit it. The fence is only there to protect the grandkids, to be honest with you. There's a bit of a step off the decking onto the block paving that we don't like, and when the grandkids are around you're always having watch them, but it's there purely to protect them. As you can see with that piece I've just put up, I'm struggling a bit with that. Again, being on my own, it's a 2-man job really, this is, but I think it kind of proves it can be done with 1 man. I'll be honest, I did toy with building one of these out of wood, making it myself, but I just didn't fancy the upkeep of it. I've got enough decking and got a pergola up the corner, which has to be looked after. Again, I levelled up the post and then just a couple of temporary screws in. This is where I'm looking at this fence now and seeing how much it's out and how much it's got to be moved. At the moment, I had no idea what I was going to do with it, I'll be honest with you. Next job was to fit these triangle brackets, again made out of aluminium. Like I said, that's what I liked about this. They're all made out of aluminium and with stainless steel bolts and stuff, so hopefully nothing will rust. Kind of just realised here that some of these screws are slightly different size. By about 3 or 4 mil, and they should have gone on the brackets that I put on at the very outset. But anyway, I mean, I use these ones and they screwed in okay and seem to have plenty of thread on them. Now it's start fitting these roof members. Brackets got to be fit to each one. There's 15 of them all together, and basically just sprayed up like they're made to look like wood. These are the brackets. Plenty of them to do. You can see they've elongated hole on one side and just circular on the other. So you fit the circular to the to that cross member, which will give you a bit of movement on the other side. Biggest issue when I started fitting these was dodging the rain. I was in and out like nothing. It was, I mean, it hadn't been too bad all morning, and then all of a sudden the rain starts coming. It's intermittent, so you come out for 5 minutes, end up fitting one and then getting back in. But anyway, we sort of got there in the end, but it took a while. It was a bit of a tedious job fitting these, to be honest with you. I mean, when you think about it, I think there was 8 pins in each strut. What's that, about 120 pins or something like that? There's 15 struts. But they got there in the end. Like I say, dodging the rain. It's raining now, feel it. It's all built. So that's up. Now what I want to do in a week or two is put some kind of roofing on it. I'm just thinking of the stuff as they use on conservatories or something like that. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And then what I'll have to do is well, one, I've got to sort this fence out. I'm still in 2 minds what to do with that, yeah. And also at the back end I want to put some guttering on there and kind of flirt it into the guttering with the garage. So this is going to have a bit of a slope on it, this that I've put up, and I'm thinking about putting some kind of foot under this, only about an inch. I only want a very slight slope on it, and I'm thinking if I put about an inch underneath, 25 mil, that should be enough to put a slight slope on to take any wet off the roof. But anyway, the feet as well have got to be bolted down. I'm going to, where I can, I'm going to bolt straight through. It's 30 mil decking, this is, and I mean screws might do it, I don't know. But I'm thinking, because I'm putting a roof on if ever the wind gets under it, but where I can, I think I'll bolt it through. But for that I've got to have some of these panels up at the side. So anyway, that's where we are with it. I've been dodging the rain all day with putting this up, which hasn't been great, but it's up now. And then like I say, next job for it is put a roof on. Right, what the plan is with this fence is I'm going to cut it here and down the bottom, and then what I want to do is kind of replicate how these are. So I'm going to flatten the box section and hopefully drill an hole then as big as that, so then I can put so I can kind of make it, let me get the camera right. In effect, I'm going to cut the end section off, put that on, so then it can be pivoted on that bar, if you like. Just going to cut one section of it off. That's the idea anyway, so let's see if we can do it. The only way I could think to flatten it was use my vice. It's probably not the best thing or the best way of doing it, but it's the only thing I've got really I could think of using. But anyway, I mean, it kind of got there. It did the job. Right, I've flattened that one, and the idea is, after drilling a hole in it, to take this rod, to act as a pivot point. So I'll flatten the other one and then we'll have a go at drilling them. Now the biggest drill bit I got was 14mm and that bar was 15mm. So I kind of started off with small 6mm drill bit at first, built my way up, and then gradually got to the 14mm, but in the end I had to file the hole to make it fit the bar in. Touched it up with a bit of paint, hopefully stop it rusting. It is galv anyway, this is, but it give it some protection, make it look decent. Right, so that's the bit of fence done, which hasn't turned out too bad. It allows it to come round then. So, only thing to do now is put a roof on and some guttering.